Hi, welcome to round four of the World Sprint Championship with GRDC. We've got quite a few things to get through today, so it could be a long one. We'll see how it goes. Okay, so the first incident we've got to look at is between Mark and Mathieu. Mark's the grey car here. I just move forwards to here. Let's watch it from a bit further back. It's not really unsighted, plenty of space here at this point.
Yeah.
They're braking in front, braking in front. Just couldn't get the car stopped.
No.
That's a pretty major collision as well.
Yeah.
So Mark is obviously at fault. I think Cookie sort of gets caught up in it a little bit, but I don't think there's anything he
Yeah.
can do.
No.
Yeah, there's nothing he can do. He spins in front of him
Yeah.
and then just tags that other car there. But again, he's already
Right.
turning. That
Straightened
car's
him
coming
up.
in at a strange angle, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm assuming he got caught. I'm looking up here.
Yeah.
Let's get a better
Oh yeah.
angle.
Yeah. Mr. Kona just clipped the back of him while he was going
Let's
sideways.
look from this angle. Yeah. So basically, that Mark has really taken out two people because that clip there is what pitched.
Yeah.
I'm trying to look for his name, Max, into hitting Cookie.
Yeah.
So it's all part of the same incident as far as I'm concerned. So it's
Yes.
going to be a penalty
Yeah.
and a warning because it's just going too hot into the first corner, causing carnage,
Yeah.
really, which is not what we want to see.
No.
Okay, I don't think there's anything else to watch there. So I think that is a we've got options with what we punish for a an avoidable incident, and 10 is the minimum seconds. But I do think that's quite serious, and I think it warrants a 20-second penalty, which is doubled then to 40 seconds. And on top of that, it's causing a moderate avoidable collision. And that's 2 points, and again, that's going to be doubled to 4 points. Okay?
Yeah.
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 So I just want to watch the whole incident now to the end, to the point where he gets going again, because I think there's another issue further on. So he's holding a bit of brakes. He's not on the brakes there, which is a bit frustrating. But that move there was quite dangerous, and I want to look at the
Yeah.
rejoin as well. The rejoin's fine because there's no one there. But what
Yeah.
isn't fine, well, there's a couple of things here. There's a lack of holding the brakes. I mean, you are on the brakes there, which is good, but you're not full on the brakes. I want to see that red bar full. And you get clipped round, you should still be on the brakes there because you're rolling. And then you just put it into first gear and go straight forwards, which is quite frustrating for these cars coming here. I mean, that's a minor collision again, which is another 10 seconds, which is doubled because it's the first lap 20 seconds, and another license point, which again will be doubled. Do you think that's fair, or am I being too
Yeah.
harsh?
No, I don't think
I
that's,
think you could
you
put
know,
the first bit, or it was a bad incident, but you can put that down to a mistake and outbreaking yourself. But going from there is, I mean, you've just got to wait there. You can't
yeah.
move.
As frustrating as it is, you just have to just eat it. Basically, you have to just wait.
Yeah. Alright. Alright, so from reader's point of view, this is him coming around the corner and then suddenly that car just comes into him and spins him. Reader was very lucky not to hit that other car coming through. I know it's frustrating when people hit you, but I think if that was me, I'd have probably have waited here, because this car here
Yeah,
is probably having a panic attack right now.
yeah. I panicked when I first saw it. I think I may have screamed.
Yeah, so from this Porsche's point of view, so yeah, I mean that's you could say maybe it was good driving. I don't know. I think you should have waited there really for that, at least for that Porsche to go. I can't
Yeah.
tell if there was a collision or not. I don't think there was.
No, it was just close.
So I think that's probably going to be a warning that you really need to hold your brakes and check on what's coming through, because that could have ended quite badly. Okay, so the next one we've got to look at is a few hypercars. We've got three wide into this corner. Um, I'm looking at it from this car because you get quite a good view. So Marvin here, the red Ferrari on the right, hits Mathieu in the Toyota ahead here. So I'm going to run it slow so we can look at the brake lights. So the middle car's braking. Just go back a bit. Middle car braking. Car on the left's braking. So they almost brake the same time, these two, don't they?
Yeah.
I sort of feel the car on the inside is going to have to brake sooner. But what actually happens, he completely takes out Mathieu in front. I mean, he's got nowhere to go really at that point. So
No.
you've got to be being cautious here
Yeah.
into this corner. You can't just tank in. He's trying to outbrake this car, I think,
Yeah. Yeah.
which is probably pretty difficult to do. Let's see what happens afterwards. Yeah, from there it looks quite good, but unfortunately, it is an avoidable contact in my opinion,
Yeah.
because you've ruined someone's race.
Yeah. I mean, he went flying. Did he end up in the wall?
I'm going to look in a second. So at full speed, it's quite a heavy hit. I
Yeah.
do, I do think the only slight mitigation is the fact that Mathieu did brake cautiously, but he's entitled to do that.
Yeah. First lap, first corner. A lot of people do the same. Just, extra careful.
Let's see what happens. Yes,
Yeah. Kept it out the wall.
he did well to
Probably
keep it
got
out the
a
wall.
probably got a fair bit of damage, I would
Well, you
think,
can
looking at
see
the
the car's damaged.
yeah.
Yeah, so that's going to be a 10-second penalty, which is doubled to 20 because it's the first lap, and you
Yeah.
also get a license point for that, which again is doubled to 2. Okay, so the next one was between Nate Walker and Dan Wilson. To watch it from Nate's perspective. So he's coming out from out wide, starts turning in. From there it looks like Dan tags him, so we'll have a look at from Dan's perspective. I think it was Dan, yeah.
Yeah.
So Dan's on the inside, braking reasonably early. Is
Yeah.
there a bit of squirming under braking there? Which,
Yeah. His car's going a
did
bit
you
sketchy under
see a
braking.
bit of wiggle there? So I
Yeah,
think if it
so he
wasn't for that, I think
he may have
Dan would
made
have
it.
made the corner because he's sort of left enough room there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think his trajectory is there,
Yeah.
and it should be here already.
Yeah.
I think if we look at the car behind, I mean, they're coming in from a wider line. We'll probably see that happening. At that point, he's probably going to think, I'll go wide, they're going to collide.
Yeah.
It's a tricky one.
Yeah.
It is an avoidable collision,
Yeah.
so for consistency, it has to be a 10-second penalty. I don't think I can put it down to a racing incident because I think it was a mistake by Dan under
Yeah.
braking. Let's just
Yeah. It
watch
just
it again.
wasn't quite making the apex.
Full speed. It's just this little wiggle just here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's going to be a 10-second penalty. Doubled to because it's first lap. They're all doubled, unfortunately. And then there's the penalty point, which is also doubled. Okay.
Yep.
Let's find the next one. Right. So the next one we're looking at is Cookie and Mathieu over just off screen here. I mean, it's Cookie has
Oh
left
no.
room.
Yeah. Just a slight touch.
It's a very slight touch.
Yeah.
I don't think he lost out
No.
massively. He's probably got damage as well, which probably didn't help.
Yeah.
That's very slight touch.
Yeah. His car's definitely pretty badly damaged from when he was hit earlier. So that's why his car looks a bit squiggly. I
Right.
don't think Cook did anything wrong there.
He's struggling under braking. You can see it wiggling
Yeah.
around.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Cookie had got the corner already anyway, really.
Yeah.
There was plenty of room on the outside. I just want to look leading up to it, because I think they were having a very good race for a while.
Yeah.
Nice side by side. I mean, Cookie's really tight in on that one. Yeah, I think Mathieu did have track there. It was Mathieu that closed the gap more
Yeah.
than Cookie, I think.
Yeah.
So in this instance, I think it's no further action.
Yeah. I agree.
So I think here you've still got plenty of track here. Yeah, it's a tricky one that, but I don't want to punish anyone. I don't want to discourage racing. Otherwise, we'd
Yeah.
just follow each other around, wouldn't we? Anyway,
Yeah.
we'll move on to the next one.
Yep.
Okay, so I just want to look at this. This is Mark again and Panos in the Porsche in front. It's just a bit clumsy, really. I mean, Panos is he's perfectly entitled to take that line. Panos, Mark's just been a bit clumsy. I mean, again, I don't race hypercars, but the rule is GT3s have the line. It's up to the hypercar to find the way around without making contact.
Yeah.
So I think you've had enough penalties for today, and it's just clumsy. I don't really want to see that sort of overtake. I'll watch the rest of the lap. So we've now got to the ones that have been reported to us. So we're past the first lap now, and we're looking at lap 22. It was reported by Jordan on Reader ahead. I'm assuming it's an overtaking manoeuvre. Yeah, I see the problem here, and
Yeah,
it's an
blocking.
illegal move.
Yeah,
So I mean, we're all racers. We all probably watch racing or have done. You can only move once in a defence. You can't move and
yeah,
then defend back again.
yeah. You have to pick your line and stick with it. If
I
you want to
mean,
defend, stay defensive.
you've basically caused an avoidable collision by blocking
Yeah,
because Jordan can't do anything. So I'm looking behind. At this point, Jordan's gaining on you. He moves to the right, and you react right. So we can let you have one move, even though it was a bit reactionary. But then he goes back the other way, and I mean, that's clearly blocking, in my opinion,
yeah, I agree.
which is unsportsmanlike behaviour, really, because
Yeah,
you can't block people, and you've now caused Jordan's got to drive around with damage now. Um, so we do have in the rules about moving twice and blocking, and that's clearly blocking. Jordan goes right, and you go right. Jordan goes left, you go left, and Jordan you're pretty much at the braking zone at that point, which makes it even worse. So it's going to be a 10-second penalty, and license points wise, we have a choice of 0 to 2, and I think that's worth a 2 because we don't want that sort of driving really at
yeah,
GRDC. It's clearly deliberate blocking.
yeah,
All right, next. So the next one we're looking at um, was reported by Remy against Dan Wilson. It was lap 19, about 37 minutes. So we'll watch it full speed from Remy's point of view. Okay, so there's a bit of an instant there. Yeah, not holding the brakes, I suspect.
yeah,
What was the description? Not holding brakes after collision. Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, I'll look on board, but it looks like a clear-cut case of not holding the brakes. So let's have a look at, and the same for Matteo as well.
Yeah, we've got two reports from Remy.
So let's look at it from Dan's point of view. He comes off the grass, hits Baldini, and spins. Were there any brakes? I don't think there were.
Right, so he's braking there, hits him,
Off
and
the
let's go.
brakes. Yeah, I mean that's
Oh
not.
my God. So
Yeah,
yeah,
that's not acceptable. Um, you nearly took someone out of a race.
yeah,
So that's going to be a 10-second penalty for Dan, plus a licence point. I'm not going to judge on this collision that took Matteo out unless it's reported, which I don't think it is.
no,
So let's see if Matteo held the brakes. So he gets clipped there. No, again, it's no brakes. I mean, I can see what you're trying to do.
yeah,
The problem is, there is anyone behind. It's just impossible to predict which way you're going to go. And actually, if Remy had still been on the track, you'd have probably have slid into his path.
yeah. Remy did well to avoid them.
So I'm going to uphold both of them reports by Remy. So Matteo will get a 10-second penalty plus a license point for that, not holding brakes. Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
So the next report was Remy again with Panos, which is a Porsche ahead of Gary here down the straight, and it's basically a bit of unpredictable driving, really. So that was it.
yeah. So Panos was just a bit nervous, I think. So
Yeah,
he was in the middle of the track, moved to the left, and then in the mirror he saw the hypercar was on the left, so he probably thought, "Oh, I'll move to the right and let him
yeah.
by."
To
And
be to be fair to Panos, this if I was that car, I wouldn't necessarily know how quick that hypercar was going to pass him.
yeah,
So it is tricky, but Panos has moved.
yeah. Luckily nothing happened.
No, so I'm not gonna punish Panos for that.
Yeah,
Um, but
just keep your line, Panos. If you stick to your line, the hypercars will find their way by.
yeah, don't
Don't panic.
don't adjust. Just keep doing what you're doing. And if
Yeah,
you're on a corner, stay on the racing line.
yeah.
So the next report we've got was from I can't remember who it was. I think
It was
it's
Robert.
Rob.
Robert
Yeah,
Pitt.
yeah, it's Robert in the Ferrari here against Mark. Um, basically diving too late into the corner. So we'll watch it at full speed. Yeah,
Yeah,
again a little bit clumsy
yeah. A bit aggressive.
and quite aggressive. I don't think you're close enough, really. It's
Yeah,
all in the braking zone. It's a bit of a dive bomb.
yeah.
You'd have been better
And
off.
if Rob had actually turned properly for the apex, you would have wiped him out.
Yep.
Luckily, he managed to stay wide because he saw it coming.
Yeah. I don't know if we can get a better angle. I'm just curious to know what it looks like on board. Do we have a?
Um, yeah, so that keep clicking on the camera, the wheel
Yeah.
to the lower left. Click that multiple times, and you'll get to the.
It's probably how I've got
Oh,
it set up. That's the best angle I've
oh,
got.
I see. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean Roberts tried to stay wide there, and
yeah,
you still clattered him a little bit.
yeah.
So the question is, I don't think it's this incident in isolation isn't worth a 10-second penalty, but
No,
but
but
but it is worth a warning.
yeah, definitely because the hypercars have got to know the GT3 rate drivers. Their race is just as important, and you've got to let them take their line. And if you're going into a corner, you've got to wait and just. It only takes 1 or 2 seconds to just wait to get round the corner and you're away again. You just have to be patient.
Yeah, I agree. So just to remind everyone, warnings are carried over from race to race. If you get 2 warnings, you get a license point. So that's an official warning for Mark for that one. I think the next one is Robert again reported against Marvin at 38.50. So it's quite close to this point. Are we on?
Yeah, so Rob and Marvin dives too late.
Here we go. Another getting bullied around by hypercars by the looks of it.
Yeah, there was a couple of moments when I had them. Well, one overtook me off track, but I can't remember exactly where it was. But the hypercars were particularly bad last Wednesday.
Yeah, I mean that's really late in the corner. It
Yeah,
didn't result in contact, but that's
no,
more down to Robert being
yeah,
aware
his
of what's
awareness.
going on. Um, yeah, again, I think it's only it's only going to be a warning, but
Yeah,
whether it's an official warning or not, I mean it was pretty blatant, isn't it?
yeah,
It's so late to go at that point.
yeah. It's another one. If Robert turned properly for the apex, he would have hit him.
Yeah, and he's got a car he's racing with right behind him as well. So
Yeah,
you've probably cost Rob quite a bit of time there.
yeah,
So I think I'm gonna uphold that one. That one will be a warning as well.
yeah,
So the next one is Rob again. I think it was after that. I think it's this corner coming up here, possibly. Yeah, another apex pass by Belushi. Or not the same person, I mean another hypercar pass.
yeah,
Did seem a bit... The fact that he's on the apex would suggest it was quite late. Let's have a look. Let's change it back to my preferred view.
yeah. See, Rob couldn't
Yeah,
turn for the apex.
no, forced him offline again.
Yeah,
So to be consistent, that has to be a warning as well.
yeah,
For exactly the same reasons as the previous two. I mean, bear
yeah,
in mind that Roberts, like, I think he's in P1 at this point in class.
yeah,
Yep, okay. Okay, so the next incident was reported by Sebastian against Matteo here. I think he has a bit of a collision in the corner up here, so blue flags going. Yeah, I mean he's turned in. There's not a lot Matteo could do there, other than
yeah,
completely back out of it, which I think he did anyway.
yeah. Locked up, I think, as well.
Yeah, it could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, it's quite a lucky escape.
It was a very slight touch. I don't, I don't think a penalty for that is. Mate,
Maybe just a note to,
it, yeah,
you know, you gotta be careful.
yeah. You can end someone's race so easily.
Yeah,
Sebastian's done everything right. There's a little bit of hesitation there, but I don't think that would have changed the outcome.
no. And to be honest, with all of the dive bombs that were happening and cars being forced wide, everybody in a GT3 last week was nervous every time we saw a
Yeah,
hypercar coming up.
yeah, and we've only got ones that have been reported here. There could have been
Yeah,
plenty that
yeah.
aren't going to be looked at.
I mean, I had someone pass me off track, which is another thing you shouldn't do.
Yeah,
Um, I can't remember what lap it was, but
I know you had
yeah,
one
all the
last week as well that passed you off track.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah, the hypercar
so
drivers.
so I have noted it. So,
Yeah,
but I'm Not gonna give you an official warning. Just be careful. Okay, so the next one we've got is Federico. Again, it looks like a hypercar's gonna slightly murder a GT3.
Yep.
I mean, it's avoidable contact.
Yep.
So it's going to be 10 seconds plus a license point. I'm not going to look any more at that, other
No,
than
that's
to
pretty clear
say,
cut.
yet again, a hypercar
Yeah.
taking a GT3 out.
Yeah.
Right. So the last report we had was, well, this is a problem. We don't know who it is because we've only got the car numbers. So it was car 28 reporting car 24 on lap 1 at 5 minutes 34, and the description was coming out of the first chicane, first lap 1, number 24, steered to the left without correcting and hit me, causing me to crash into the barrier. I'm hoping we have covered that already in our first lap earlier in the stream. The big problem we got here is LMU doesn't show the proper car numbers anywhere in this interface, so I
Yeah.
can't tell. So it shows you the car number, the number which is like painted on the car is what it shows you. It doesn't show your actual number. So it's going to be impossible for us to find this one. We have looked. So in
Yeah.
future, when you log it, you have to put the names in. Primarily, the names without the car number is fine because I'm not using the numbers at all when we go through these.
Yeah, because the liveries have the same number. So if you pick the black and red Ferrari paint job, it has the same number as everyone else that picks it. It's yeah, something they need to do in LMU, put our actual numbers on the car, but unfortunately they're not there yet.
Yeah. All right. So that's it for this week. Um, Final sort of reflection would be that we've seen a lot of hypercars hitting or lunging on GT3 cars, um, and I'd like that not to be quite such a theme in the next race, the next
Yeah,
round.
definitely agree.
Yeah, they've got every right in the world to be on the racing line, um, and they're racing. They might not be as fast as a hypercar, but they're still racing each other. They're
Yeah,
still racing for podiums and
yeah.
positions. So yeah, all right, that's it. Thank you very much. We'll see you next
Thank
week.
you.
Bye.
Bye.